He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna tell you who's corny or nice. Rap Critic is breaking shit down. Okay, let's get back into this list.
Yeah, I've been drinking on tubs. You look just like my rich auntie. She was the first person wearing blondie. I used to wanna fuck my auntie.
Alright, didn't need to know that.
I've been drinking on tubs.
Well, if we learned anything today, kids, it's stay off the cough syrup. It apparently makes you start confessing stuff you don't need to be confessing.
Fuck rap, bustle like an addict with a semi-automatic. Who done had it any ready for anybody to buck rap? I dare get to test me, cause not a single one of you motherfuckers impress me. And maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I'm full of innovation.
Whoa. Did you just walk back your brag raps like 4 lines into the song?
Cause not a single one of you motherfuckers impress me. And maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration.
Dude, what the hell? If you're gonna make a brag rap track, go all in. You don't say, hey, all you guys suck, but like, not really though, cause, you know, wouldn't want to mischaracterize other competing artists. I mean, we all know rappers are vastly exaggerating when they talk shit. Hell, every rapper saying they're the best can't possibly be true. But you're supposed to come off like, you know, at least you believe it. And if you can't maintain that thread through a brag rap track, then what are we even doing here?
I'm tired of all of this high school, he's cool, he's not rap shit. Could a single one of you motherfuckers even rap shit? No, this ain't a diss to the game, this a gas to the flame.
I love it. Absolutely love it. He just rhymed rap shit with rap shit and then said that the lyrics you're hearing are supposed to be a gas to the flame of the industry. Bro, you see, it wasn't a diss though. It was just a challenge to fellow MCs to step their game up. Like when Kendrick Lamar spit a rap against the whole rap game in Big Sean's Control. Unfortunately though, Logic's lyrics are in no way notable enough to inspire that kind of response.
We gon' leave them crucified, we call this shit genocide. I got bitches, I got hoes, I got rare designer clothes. No, we ain't fucking with that.
Oh yeah, and this is the part where he takes down the mumble rappers.
Yeah, there's a time and a place, but if you ain't coming with the illest of raps, calling yourself the greatest alive, then you don't deserve to do that.
And yet, here you are on an Eminem featured track, 2 verses in, and you haven't said anything memorable yet. Like, legit, I'm just gonna ask, are people into Logic just because he raps quickly? And to some people, that's just all you have to do to sound impressive?
I'm a real minute killing, you feeling lyricism when I'm spilling it up.
Because I've tried multiple times to listen to him, and every time I think, wow, he spit that with a lot of intensity. Can't remember anything he actually said, but the words went by relatively fast. Every brag verse feels a lot like a sound and fury signifying nothing sort of deal, you know what I mean?
Then you don't deserve to do that. No, please do not do that. You gon' make Bobby attack. You gon' make Bobby boy snap. You gon' make Bobby boy snap. Bobby boy.
Yeah, you don't want Bobby pulling your card. Because as he's demonstrated on this track, he's gonna not use wordplay or punchlines and instead just kind of repeat some of his less interesting lyrics. Oh! I'm sorry, but saying mediocre rhymes slightly quickly is just not that compelling to me. I think Logic needs to learn what I learned when I played Sonic the Hedgehog back in the day and accidentally hit the speed shoe monitor. Faster doesn't always equal better.
Logic, his words really move. Logic, did you know he's inspiration too? Logic, he's the fastest thing alive. Except he's actually not that fast. And his songs are really that interesting.
So, before we go on to this next one, I want to say something. As a music critic, I listen to lots of genres and mashups of genres, and can appreciate a wide variety of stuff that challenges your perception of what art can be. I'm not the typical person who will say, ooh, I hate country music or whatever, because there's lots to explore and understand about a culture through its art, in different forms, no matter what kind. But despite my tolerance, there are 2 genres of music I absolutely can't stand. The first one is unfunny comedy albums. So there's this podcast I've been listening to called Adam Sandler Please Stop, which at first was only reviewing his movies, but down the line they decided to also review his comedy albums. And boy are they bad. Adam Sandler is just a guy with the most basic sense of humor, cobbling together a bunch of juvenile skits and songs that drag on for way longer than any of his half-baked ideas ever should. And comedy music is worse than any other type of music when it's bad. Because with a normal song, you're just expected to enjoy the emotion of what the song is representing. However, the entire point of a comedy song is to make you laugh. And when every line's specifically trying to elicit the reaction of laughter out of you, and you're like a minute in and still not laughing, it very quickly begins to feel like a waste of time. Just a barrage of cringy setups to predictable punchlines. Oh, and the second genre of music I hate? Charity singles.
We love the earth. It is our planet.
So you can imagine my reaction to a song that's basically a bunch of celebrities with more money combined than I could ever possibly imagine, telling me that I should give to charity in exchange for a collection of doofy animal puns that barely register as jokes. And for those that didn't check out my initial review, this is Earth by Lil Dicky, a rapper who actually got his start in comedy. Oh yeah, that's right, he originally wanted to be a comedy writer for movies and TV before he decided to bring his witty observations to the hip-hop world. And It seems like a good fit. I mean, after all, isn't hip-hop about punchlines anyway?
We're just some rhinos, horny as heck.
You get it? Because they're horny. And they got horns. This is the material that was supposed to launch him into the comedy world. And you're supposed to be laughing because, what? A celebrity making animal puns? Well, now that's funny. No, I haven't seen a DreamWorks movie before. What are those about?
Hey, I'm a zebra. No one knows what I do, but I look pretty cool in my white or black.
Seriously, this joke in particular ran out of steam 14 years ago, halfway through Chris Rock saying it in the first Madagascar movie.
Hippity hop, I'm a kangaroo. How about that? Up and down with you.
You know, when I first reviewed this, I didn't realize Sia was Australian, and that was supposed to be the joke in and of itself. And at first I felt silly for missing it, but then I thought, wait, do most people know where Sia's from? Like, wasn't the whole mystique of Sia that she was an obscure pop star the public at large didn't know anything about? And it's not like she has some distinct accent. Well, at least not one that doesn't sound like Rihanna anyway. Hell, most people don't even know what she looks like, much less where she came from. So if you don't know she's Australian, which by definition of how her PR as an artist has played out, most people don't, the joke doesn't work. And if that was just one or two moments, that'd be excusable. But there's just so much of this verse where there's no real joke beyond the general idea of a celebrity voicing an animal.
I'm a squirrel looking for my next nut.
Guys, jokes on popsicle sticks are funnier than this. And with Katy Perry's part, it didn't even seem like she understood what was happening.
And I'm a pony, just a freak horse. But, come on, get on. Yeah.
You can tell they cut her off after the there and just said, look, you don't have to get it. Just say horse things. But I guess it's funny because she did a song called Dark Horse once. Again, these connections are tenuous at best. It's that Family Guy type humor where the joke solely relies on you knowing who they are.
I'm just a giraffe once with a snake.
But what's the joke here? Is Charlie Puth tall? Does he have a long neck or something? God, I forgot to talk about the actual rap verse.
I'm a man. Hello. Can you hear me?
You know, it's funny there's aliens in this video, because honestly, this verse is so awful, the only explanation I can think of is alien overlords are threatening to destroy the planet if we don't write a song on the spot like that Rick and Morty episode. And unfortunately, Lil Dicky was the person they chose to represent humanity. Each line sounds like him desperately trying to pull something together in between profuse sweating and nervous collar tugging.
I hope it's not a simulation. Give each other names like Ahmed and Pedro.
Certainly hope these aliens don't have the concept of rhyming on their planet.
Yeah, we like to wear clothes. Girls still look beautiful, and it covers up our human dick. Eat a lot of tuna fish.
Guys, we'd be so screwed.
Like, let's all just chill. Respect what we built. Like, look at the internet, it's cracking as hell.
Yeah, the more you listen to him rap, the more you realize him front-loading the song with cameos was definitely to compensate for his lack of presence as an artist. Just slap a bunch of big names doing silly impressions of animals on my song. It's almost the same thing as telling a joke. Hey, funny man, I've got an impression for you. Hey guys, I'm Lil Dicky, and I like to put on a fake black rapper voice whenever I don't have any actual jokes. Oh, and I forgot to mention the laziest example of reference humor at the end of the first verse.
I'm a marijuana plant. I can get you fucked up.
And I'm Kanye West.
Get it? Because you know who he is! Alright, that's all I had. Thanks for coming. There's no heightening of the joke. It's in no way related to the celebrity cameo doing the voice of an animal thing. He's not even treated like the rest of the verse where he gets a silly description afterwards. It's purely supposed to be funny because his name was said. And it's like, really? Comedy writer guy? Didn't have any jokes about Kanye? Couldn't come up with anything to say about him? Cause I can.
Close on Sunday, you my Chick-fil-A. Close on Sunday, you my Chick-fil-A.
So Kanye put out a Christian rap album this year. And man, it was awful. Like, even as someone who considers himself a believer in a God and who likes to study the Bible, there was virtually nothing interesting going on that album. We reviewed it for Going Off, my album review podcast with Muse. And in the episode, we talked about how there's actually some good Christian hip-hop out there, going against the stigma most critics would automatically weigh against a project like this. Because, hey, it's not about agreeing or disagreeing with the idea of having a religious message. It's about whether or not they present that message in an engaging way. In fact, we mentioned some of Kendrick's songs, and of course Lecrae, one of, if not the best Christian rapper out right now. Hell, even Snoop Dogg put out a gospel album a year or so ago that honestly wasn't too bad. So it's not the idea of Christian music in and of itself that's the problem. It's the way the album's filled with so much bombast and seriousness, with so little to actually say. And what a shame coming from someone who probably made one of the best defining Christian rap songs of all time, Jesus Walks. Another song I actually reviewed this year by Patreon request. And in that episode, I detailed how the lyrics mainly served a purpose. That despite any silly illusions about Kathy Lee needing Regis, the song is for people that evangelical churches would look down upon. Drug dealers, sex workers, murderers. He was saying Jesus walks with them through any worldly struggles that cause them to be less than they could be. Jesus' message is that they can still be forgiven, that it's never too late to rise above the vices the world puts on you and lead a better life. So what's the lead single of his magnum opus on his Christian faith gonna be about? What profound, thought-provoking lyrics is he gonna hit us with?
Closed on Sunday, you my Chick-fil-A. You're my number one with the lemonade.
What? So, the lead single on an album about your Christian faith is named after a fast food restaurant. And this is an album we're supposed to take seriously? Like, a Christian rapper making a song about Chick-fil-A, that sounds like a Hacks version of a skit about Christian rap. But here we are, he actually did it. They even ended with a little Chick-fil-A bumper at the end, which almost sounds like a chicken. Chick-fil-A! Burger! Okay, but seriously, are we just gonna pretend like everyone doesn't know they're an overtly homophobic company that donates millions to groups that do gay conversion therapy? And sure, Kanye came out in a recent interview saying he had mentioned being against homophobia in hip-hop in the past, but okay, first off, my guy, you've openly associated with some pretty conservative guys in the recent past. Nope, even more recent than that. Yep, Joel Osteen. That Joel Osteen.
As soon as I said close on Sunday, just like Chick-fil-A, there was LGBTQ articles saying they need to boycott my company.
Because you just made a song that's essentially free ad space for a company you have to know has used millions of dollars to fund political groups that are against gay rights. But I guess shut up, gay people, because he's denounced it in the past, so he's good to hang out with, like, one more conservative homophobic person, right? Hey Macklemore, you made 2 songs about white privilege, and you showed up to a couple of marches, so hey, you're good for 2 Ku Klux Klan rallies, no questions asked. That's the way it works, isn't it? He did a good thing once, so that means he's immune from criticism, right? He made Jesus walk, so he's never going to hell!
You can't do enough for nobody out here. So how about I stop?
Oh no, people want me to be politically consistent! Like, to be honest with y'all, I'm not one of those people who says you can't enjoy a burger on your own time, because you may be thinking, hey, not buying a chicken sandwich isn't exactly doing the most in terms of helping gay people. Fine. But when you become a Christian rapper and then immediately make a song that associates you with an openly Christian company that directly poured millions of dollars into anti-gay political organizations, you figured gay people weren't gonna feel some type of way about it? Did you fucking think, man? Honestly, that's the issue here. He didn't. The song doesn't even warrant that conversation because the metaphor doesn't make any damn sense in the first place. It doesn't even have anything to do with the rest of the song. For real, there's no further jokes or wordplay or commentary about Chick-fil-A as a business or anything. The rest of the lyrics don't flesh out the metaphor in any way. And hey, maybe I would have given him props if he at least committed to the gimmick of writing a fun novelty song about eating chicken sandwiches, but instead it's this serious, low-key music and gospel humming. But you can't enjoy the musical atmosphere because you just keep hearing dumb lines about being his number one with the lemonade. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Because it's supposed to be a metaphor, right? So who exactly is close to you specifically on Sundays? It can't be God, right? Because that's literally the opposite of how God works for most Christians. Well, maybe if we look at the verse, he'll enlighten us.
I pray to God that he'll strengthen my hand. They will think twice stepping onto my land.
Okay, so God, give me the strength to fight back against non-specific threats.
I draw the line, it's written in the sand. Try me and you will see that I ain't playing.
Followed by his own vague, non-specific threats.
I got my weapons in the spirit's land. Jezebel don't even stand a chance.
Okay, so there's 2 ways to interpret this. Either he's talking about the biblical Jezebel, who convinced her husband to worship a false god, and the placement here is as if to say, yeah, other religions won't persuade me to them, because I picked the right religion team, and that's all that matters, right? Or he's using the Jezebel name and how it's been interpreted by men as a representation of evil, corrupting women. And he's like, ooh, these Jezebels won't corrupt my home, which, not sure I'm down with how the language paints the woman he's being tempted to cheat on his wife with as actively wanting to destroy his marriage, while downplaying his own agency in the decision to do so. But okay, he's mentally strong against this woman who, for some reason, really wants him to cheat on his wife. So, is she the one that's closed on Sunday? I'm still not getting the connection here. Honestly, though, I think we all know that closed on Sunday, you're my Chick-fil-A, it has no meaning. At best, he stuck it in there as some sort of hollow signifier of American Christianity, which is a pretty fitting description of his album now that I think about it. Okay, so now it's time to reveal the #1 worst lyric of 2019, and it's still Kanye.
Everybody wanted Yandi, that Jesus Christ did the laundry.
Because, you see, whereas that first song was just me making fun of the window dressing Christianity this album sets itself up as, with this number one, I want to get down to the emotional core of why this album sucked. With this, the first words Kanye says on the Jesus is King LP.
God is king, we the soldiers. Ultra beam out the solar. When I get to heaven's gates, I ain't gotta peek over.
Oh wow, someone's really sure they're gonna get into heaven. Well hey, Kanye must have gone through some sort of transformation that's cleansed him of his past arrogant, self-centered ways.
Keeping perfect composure when I scream at the chauffeur. I ain't mean, I'm just focused. I ain't mean, I'm just focused.
So, all internet irony aside, nobody's really buying this changed man shit, right? Do people actually believe Kanye's become a better person in Christ? Do you hear the words of a guy whose soul has been altered by the grace of God to be a kinder person to his fellow man? Well, it's like Jesus said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Unless you're really focused on something, then it's okay to not treat other people with respect. What? I'm sorry, but if you're getting on a pulpit to talk all this sanctimonious shit about how we need to be good people and follow God, but within the first lines of your album you give away just how unself-aware you are about your own infamous temper and how it causes you to be a dickhead right after telling me you're so sure about getting into heaven, yeah, I'm tuning right the fuck out. Because from my view, all he did was go from saying, hurry up with my damn croissants because I am a god, to hurry up with my damn croissants because I work for God. So what exactly has changed? It's legit like that episode of South Park where Cartman changes the lyrics of a bunch of love songs to be about Jesus when they're clearly still love songs. Kanye may have changed some lyrics to be about God, but it's clear who this is really about. And it's not like I found some lost recording of him yelling at his workers out of context. He just plainly explained how not only does he still continue his shitty behavior, but he also completely excuses that behavior without a hint of self-reflection. An attitude that's baked into an album that's so intellectually clumsy, it's barely worth listening to. I mean, look, if you're a Kanye stan or an evangelical who just wants to get your beliefs confirmed, hey, enjoy to your heart's content. But if it's good Christian rap you're looking for, seriously guys, just go listen to Lecrae. In particular, a song that blew me away a few years ago was Gangland, a song about how gangs in black communities were demonized by the media despite being some of the first initial response and protection many black communities had against police oppression. Then again, some people who listen to Christian music don't actually want to use their faith as a catalyst to talk about serious issues or engage with people's lives, exposing and exploring your insecurities. Some people would just rather listen to the type of Christian rap that's about millionaires telling you that they have to charge you $500 for their sneakers so their millionaire families don't starve.
That's why I charge the prices that I charge.
Yeah, you know, we all have our different priorities. Well, hey, that's the episode. Leave a like if you like because it helps, comment if you have something to say because it helps even more, and hit the subscribe button and the bell because it helps the most. Oh, and if you'd like to request a song for me to review, or if you like my stuff and want to support the show, go to patreon.com/rapcritic or ko-fi.com/rapcritic, where you can request songs, see episodes early, and talk with me and fellow fans on my Patreon Discord. Plus, if you want to hear my analysis of film, there's my new movie podcast, Review and New, that you can check out on Spotify and Apple Music. We're starting off by reviewing Kevin Smith movies, but we're going to be expanding into different filmmakers once we're done with his, so if you want to send us movie requests, you can donate one time to that Ko-fi or do ongoing support over at that Patreon as well. I'll leave all the links in the description. So check out all that fun stuff and I'll catch you in the new year. Peace.